Chosen one. You did not stumble upon this moment by accident. God led you here on purpose. If your spirit is stirring at the sound of these words, it means heaven has something powerful to say to you. This is far more than a video. It is a divine appointment. God has called you, selected you for something extraordinary, and today marks the beginning of a beautiful shift in your life. As the scripture says, "When you call to me and come and pray to me, I will hear you," Jeremiah 29:12 ESV. You are hearing this now because God is ready to act. He said, "Place this between your hips." Yes, it sounds unusual, but this is a spiritual instruction. It is sacred. God is awakening something inside you. He is activating a deeper level of your purpose, your power, and His protection over your life. This is about alignment. This is about birthing something new from within. It is a sign that the very thing you have been carrying inside, your vision, your promise, your calling, is getting ready to manifest. You have been waiting, hoping, praying, and now God says it is time. Not someday, not one day. Now. This message marks the moment when things begin to shift in your favor. Doors are about to open. Clarity is coming. Joy is returning. Peace is going to flood every place where you once felt pressure. Chosen one. God is serious about what He is about to do in your life. But here is the beautiful part. He is not asking for perfection. He is asking for obedience. He is not here to punish you. He is here to position you for a blessing so immense it will leave you speechless. But to fully receive it, you must stay with this message to the very end. That is where clarity comes. That is where the breakthrough happens. That is where your heart opens and everything begins to make sense. So before we move forward, take a moment and do 3 things to activate this word in your life. 1. Like this video. This is your act of agreement with the promise. 2. Subscribe to help us reach 30,000 subscribers and spread this message. 3. Leave a comment with the number 99, a powerful symbol of alignment, divine timing, and transition. If you are still here, that means your spirit is listening. That means your heart is open, and that means you are ready. Ready to step into your purpose, ready to receive, ready to become everything God created you to be. So take a deep breath, smile. Get excited, because your life is about to change in the most beautiful way. Let's go deeper now. Your breakthrough begins here. This is a sacred order from the Most High. God is not whispering, He is roaring, and He is targeting the base of your spine for a reason. It is your spiritual ignition point. That region between your hips isn't just flesh and bone. It is a divine access point. A God-designed portal where heaven downloads its data straight into your life. If you have been feeling stuck, lost, delayed, or disconnected, this is your moment. You have cried for answers. You have fasted for change. But now God says, "Obey me here." Between your hips is the ancient root, the place where life begins, where spiritual identity is stored, where energy is born. This is the most neglected, yet most powerful zone in your body. When you activate it, everything shifts. That is why the enemy has tried to make you ignore it, numb it, disconnect from it. This isn't symbolic. It is spiritual warfare. It is sacred alignment. When you follow this divine command and place your written desires there, you are not just doing a strange ritual, you are opening a literal gate. A gate that angels recognize. A gate that responds to faith. A gate that separates the stagnant from the supernatural. God said, "Do it now, not later." This is your entry point to the next level. Time is not on your side. Alignment is. And right now, alignment is waiting for one thing, your obedience. The longer you wait, the more delayed your breakthrough becomes. God has already moved on your behalf in the spiritual realm. He has prepared the blessings. He has lined up the divine appointments, but you cannot receive them with a closed portal. You must act. This is not optional. It is urgent. You are on the brink of supernatural download, healing, love, clarity, financial overflow. Yes, it is all hovering in the unseen, waiting to drop. But heaven's frequency only enters a willing body. And right now, your hips are the gateway, not your head, not your hands. The base of your spine is the access point. Until that gate is opened, divine power cannot fully move through you. God is waiting on you to move. Think of it this way. It is like a divine software update. The code is written, the server is live, but the device must be positioned to receive. Fold the paper. Place it where heaven told you. Align your body with the divine will and get ready. Because when you obey this instruction, you will not just feel something, you will witness breakthrough erupt in every part of your life. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Listen carefully. What God just asked you to do will sound crazy to the world, but obedience always looks foolish until it births the miraculous. They mocked Noah until the rain came. Now it is your turn. When you listen, people will question why you are placing a folded piece of paper between your hips. Let them. You are not doing it for people. You are doing it for purpose. You are not following a trend. You are following a command. What is written on that paper holds the blueprint of your next chapter. But the location, it matters more than anything. The hips are where your story begins. The spine is the ladder down which heaven descends to meet you. God could have chosen your forehead, your hands, your mouth. But he said, place it at the base of your spine. That is not random. That is revelation. You are about to do something radical, and yes, maybe even uncomfortable, but breakthrough has never been birthed through comfort. It is birthed through surrender, through obedience, through faith that walks when sight fails. This act, as strange as it seems, is opening the floodgates of transformation. You don't need validation. You need obedience. And once you obey, you will never go back to the old you. Let's talk about this in terms of both body and spirit. At the base of your spine, right where your hips cradle it, is the sacral gateway, the spinal root. In biology, it controls stability, identity, connection to the world. In the spiritual realm, it is the birthplace of destiny movement. When you activate this area, you don't just shift energy, you summon divine momentum. Heaven flows through structure. Your spine is that structure. This is why so many people are stuck. They have prayed with their mouth, but never aligned their body. They have filled vision boards, but never opened their spiritual root. God is giving you more than a vision. He is giving you an instruction that changes your structure. And once your structure shifts, your life will too. This is alignment in its purest, most powerful form. Every step you have taken, every pain you have endured, every dream you have buried, it has all been building up to this moment. When you place that white paper between your hips, you are not just performing an act, you are activating a channel. God will feed your destiny through your spine. That is why this is urgent. That is why this is divine. That is why this cannot wait. You are not being asked to guess or imagine. You are being given exact steps from the throne of heaven. Take a small, clean, white piece of paper. That is not just tradition, it is divine symbolism. White represents purity, openness, readiness to receive from God with no spiritual interference. That paper becomes your spiritual contract, your signal to the spirit realm that you are ready for a new alignment. On that paper, write what has been weighing on your heart the heaviest. your deepest needs, your family, your health, your finances, your confusion, your heartbreak, your desire to be fully seen, fully healed, fully released into your purpose. Don't hold back. Heaven is asking you to pour it out because God cannot heal what you hide. Then at the bottom, write 1111, a divine numeric signal that speaks the language of acceleration, divine timing, supernatural synchronicity. Now fold that paper carefully and respectfully as if you are handling holy ground, because you are, and place it between your hips at the base of your spine. Don't just tuck it in your waistband and forget. Sit with it, sleep with it, align with it. You are not just carrying a note, you are carrying a message to the heavens, and the heavens will respond. Most people think God only speaks through dreams, prophecies, or other people. But let me tell you something. God speaks through your body. He formed it with his own hands. He breathed life into it, and now he is using your body as a holy transmitter, a divine instrument for downloads from heaven. That is why this instruction targets your hips. That is why the spine is the gateway, because your body is part of the message. You have been ignoring signals your body has been giving you for years. Tightness, tension, heaviness, that is not random. That is the spirit trying to speak through the flesh. And now God is making it clear. Your hips are holding spiritual weight, stored pain, suppressed purpose, hidden creativity. And when you place that paper at the base, you are not just requesting answers. You are releasing all that has been stuck in you. Don't underestimate this act. This is spiritual surgery. This is energetic warfare, and your body is the battlefield. But once you obey this strange, sacred instruction, your body becomes a bridge, a place where heaven flows into earth, and the miracles you have been praying for, they will start flowing through the very frame that has been holding you back. There is a spiritual portal hiding at the base of your back. You have walked with it every day of your life without even knowing it. But now revelation comes. That place between your hips, that seat of your spine, is more than just physical. It is a holy entrance where divine frequency wants to enter your life. Most people never access it, but the chosen ones do. That area is your root, the first energy center of your entire being. When blocked, it creates anxiety, fear, lack, instability. But when opened through obedience and intention, it becomes a funnel for financial overflow, spiritual clarity, grounded peace, and renewed identity. That is why this divine instruction is so precise. It is not random paper, not random placement. It is the exact spot God wired into you as an entry point for elevation. When you place your paper there, something ancient activates. Your body starts realigning. Your spirit starts remembering. Your future begins forming. You may not feel it immediately, but over 3 days you will begin to sense it. Something is shifting. Don't ignore it. Don't question it. Just keep obeying. This portal is now opening, and heaven is watching. The number 1 isn't just a coincidence you see on clocks or license plates. It is a divine sequence, a heavenly wake-up call. It means the veil is thin, the spiritual realm is open. It is time to align. Every time you see it, heaven is whispering, now is the time. That is why God told you to write it, because when you do, you tune your spirit into the exact frequency where miracles occur. It means heaven is close. Your angels are on assignment. Your prayers are no longer floating, they are landing. When you write that number on your sacred paper and place it between your hips, you are not just calling for alignment, you are becoming alignment. You are stepping into heaven's timing. And timing is everything when you are walking in destiny. So don't write that number lightly. Don't dismiss it as cute or trendy. It is ancient. It is encoded with creation energy. When you write it with intention and place it with obedience, you are locking into a divine contract that says, I am ready, I am open, I am aligned. And in that moment, heaven takes notice and responds. This message is not for the lukewarm. It is not for the casual believer or the one who needs 10 signs before they move. This is for the chosen ones, the ones who feel fire in their bones when God speaks. The ones who know deep down, this isn't just another message. This is my marching order. If you have been marked by God, then hear this clearly. You are being summoned into obedience right now. Chosen ones don't move with the crowd. They move with the cloud. See Hebrews 12:1. You felt isolated, different, even strange at times, because you were never called to live a normal life. This instruction to place your divine request between your hips is not beneath you. It is designed for you. Only those with ears to hear and courage to obey will act, and those who act will see a level of breakthrough that defies natural laws. Don't wait for confirmation. This is confirmation. Don't wait for permission. God already gave it. The portal is pulsing. The instructions are clear, and the chosen ones are already moving. This is not a moment to admire the message. It is a moment to become the message, because obedience opens what anointing alone cannot. You have cried for miracles, fasted for them, prayed with your whole heart, and heaven heard you. But now the truth must be spoken. The miracles you want are not waiting on God. They are waiting on you, specifically on your obedience. Because miracles are not magic, they are the result of divine order. And this act, this placement between the hips, is what unlocks that order. Heaven doesn't respond to emotion alone. It responds to obedient motion. When you obey, you shift frequencies. You come into alignment. You move out of wishful thinking and into supernatural receiving. Your miracle isn't missing. It is simply out of sync. And God, in His grace, is giving you this instruction as the final piece of the puzzle. One move can change everything. This isn't about superstition. It is about spiritual science. You are being invited to synchronize with the Creator's plan for your life in real time. This placement, repeated over 3 days, creates a rhythmic signal to heaven. I am ready. I am willing. I am open. And heaven always rushes to that vibration. Obey and miracles will find you. Let's be honest. This instruction is strange. It breaks the rules of tradition. It defies religious norms. It will challenge your logical mind, but that is exactly how you know it is God. Because God's methods don't need your understanding. They need your surrender. And every major shift in Scripture started with a strange instruction followed by immediate obedience. When Noah built the ark, they laughed. When Joshua marched around the wall, it collapsed. When the woman with the issue of blood touched the hem, healing flowed. And now, when you place your divine desires at the base of your spine, everything will shift. Not might, will. Because obedience carries a vibration the universe cannot ignore. You may not feel the shift right away, but trust me, it starts immediately. Your dreams will change, your mood will stabilize. You will sense clarity where confusion used to live. Divine downloads will come in your sleep. It will not make sense to the natural mind, but your spirit will know. I just activated something sacred. Don't second guess, just obey. The shift is already in motion. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? Just a small piece of paper, just a few words written down. But let me tell you something only the wise understand. In the realm of the spirit, it is not the size of the object. It is the size of the obedience. That piece of paper placed with faith becomes a prophetic key. It opens what has been locked for years. When you write with spiritual intention, your thoughts become instructions. And when you place that intention at the root of your being, between your hips, you create divine magnetism. That is not imagination, that is energy. That is how God designed the human system. The right placement opens the right portal, and the right portal brings the right miracle. This is the difference between wishful thinking and prophetic activation. You are not writing ideas. You are commanding reality. You are not placing paper. You are planting seeds. Seeds that carry your faith, your longing, your divine permission. And when those seeds are aligned at the spinal gateway, your entire life begins to shift. Quietly at first, then quickly, then supernaturally. Obedience doesn't end when the day does. In fact, some of God's most powerful moves happen while you sleep. Your conscious mind rests, but your spirit remains wide open. And when your request is resting at the base of your spine, God begins to write a new story. One that bypasses trauma, overrides fear, rewires your future. As you lie down with that sacred paper placed exactly where God said, don't be surprised if you begin to have vivid dreams, prophetic encounters, wake with ideas you never had before. That is not random. That is heaven updating your spirit. Angels are working on your behalf in the midnight hours, writing freedom into your spine, injecting courage into your nervous system, whispering truth to the deepest part of you. You will not even know all that is happening, but you will wake up and feel lighter, more aligned, more you. Because God isn't just changing your circumstances, He is rewriting your story through your spine. And the chapters that come next, they will be unlike anything you have ever experienced. You have been fighting spiritual battles from the front, praying hard, working harder, trying to force the breakthrough. But the real warfare, it is happening behind you, at your back, at your base. The enemy has been attacking your foundation, your root, your hips, your spine, because he knows that is where your true power lives. That is why you felt low back pain, chronic exhaustion, emotional heaviness, because the battlefield isn't just mental, it is physical, and the enemy has been trying to keep your spine misaligned, your hips heavy, your nervous system scattered. But now that you have been given this instruction, you are about to flip the script. You are about to fight from your foundation. When you place your petition there, you reclaim your spine, you reclaim your ground. You tell the enemy, this is holy territory now. With every hour that passes, that sacred placement becomes a declaration. You cannot have this part of me anymore. The back is no longer your weakness. It is now your weapon. Let me give you a revelation most will never hear. Your spine is Jacob's ladder, a sacred staircase between the physical and the divine. Heaven is not far. It climbs down the spine when invited. And right now, with this instruction, God is extending His hand saying, climb not in the clouds, not in the sky, but within yourself through your own sacred structure. Each vertebra is a run. Each step of obedience is a climb. And when you place that written word at the base, you are placing your foot on the first step of elevation. This isn't just awakening, it is ascension. The heavens are open and the ladder is within you. God is calling you higher, but the only way up is to obey the call at the base. So this is it, the moment, the act, the doorway. Don't think. Don't hesitate. Take the paper, write your truth. Mark it with 1111 and place it where your future meets your foundation, between your hips. Then close your eyes, take a breath and climb. Because your whole breakthrough isn't just coming, it is already on its way down. Your hips are not just joints, they are archives. Deep within that part of your body are the energetic imprints of everything you have lived through. Your childhood pain, your broken relationships, your fears, your delays, your silenced dreams. Your hips have been carrying the weight of everything you haven't been able to say out loud. And now heaven is saying, let's set it free. When you place your sacred written desire at the base of your spine, you are not just asking God to move forward, you are inviting him to reach back into your story, back into the trauma you buried, back into the moments where your voice got stuck and your power was stolen. This act tells the universe, I am ready to clear the record. And when God rewrites your story, it doesn't get edited, it gets resurrected. The reason you felt tension in that area, tightness, pain, even numbness, it is not random, it is spiritual memory. Your hips remember what your mind tried to forget, but what once held your history can now hold your healing. That paper you are placing is more than a request. It is a contract of release, and God is ready to sign it with breakthrough. Don't underestimate what happens when heaven touches your history. God is not just about your future. He wants to redeem what came before. When he enters your hips, he doesn't just loosen muscles, he breaks chains. What hurt? You will no longer hold you, and the stories that once made you feel small will become the sacred evidence of your elevation. The power you are looking for, it is not coming from outside of you. It is already inside you, trapped beneath resistance, fear and disobedience. Your hips are the vault. Your obedience is the key. You have been praying for energy, motivation, and fire. God's reply is simple. Unlock it where he told you to. This is not a new deposit. It is an ancient inheritance finally being accessed. When you obey this instruction, you don't create energy, you release it. The body is designed to flow, and when energy gets stuck in the hips, everything suffers. Your decisions, your confidence, your drive, your divine rhythm. But when the route is opened by obedience, energy surges like electricity. You will feel clearer, bolder, connected. That is not hype. It is design. Spiritual alignment is not just about prayer or thought. It is about physical positioning. The act of placing that paper at the base of your spine is the physical trigger that activates the internal generator. You are the power source, and your obedience lights the switch from that moment. Expect flow, expect clarity, expect momentum where there used to be stagnation. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are tired, unworthy, unmotivated. But the truth is, you were just disconnected from your sacred engine. God built it into your hips. He placed your drive, your creativity, your divine urgency there. And now, as you obey, he is returning control of your energy system back to you. You have searched altars. You have sought prophets. You have waited for signs in the sky. But the truth is, God hid your breakthrough in your body, and more specifically, at the base of your spine. Religion may not have taught you this, but revelation will. What you are about to unlock cannot be accessed by traditional methods. It requires faith. It requires embodiment. The sacredness of your hips is not sinful. It is not dirty. It is divine. It is the first temple, the first gate, the first spark of power where God meets you in flesh. The base of the spine has been a spiritual secret for ages, hidden, suppressed, misunderstood. But now God is revealing it, not to everyone, but to you because you are ready, because you have been called. When you place that paper between your hips, you are reclaiming territory that was always yours. This is about more than manifesting a desire. It is about reclaiming your birthright. Your hips were designed to carry more than pain. They were built to carry purpose. And now God is placing a divine flame into a forgotten altar within your body. This isn't rebellion against tradition. It is return to design. It is the sacred coming home to itself. And when you activate this divine instruction, don't be surprised when your entire relationship with God deepens, because He was always closer than you thought. He was in your body, waiting to be invited into the very place religion ignored. God didn't say, "Do this for 30 days." He didn't say, "Fast for 40 nights." He gave you a simple 3-day assignment, because it doesn't take long for obedience to open the floodgates. For 3 days and 3 nights, place your sacred paper at the base of your spine and watch what begins to unfold, not just in your spirit, but in your atmosphere. 3 is not a random number. It is the number of resurrection, divine perfection, heavenly agreement. On the 3rd day, He rose again. See 1 Corinthians 15, "For your promise will too." The first day begins the alignment. The second day clears resistance. And the third day is when the fire falls. Don't break the cycle. Don't skip the ritual. Each day is a key, and together they form a lock-breaking code. You may not see dramatic results on day 1. You might even feel resistance. That is normal. You are interrupting patterns that have been in place for years, but push through. Hold the line, because on that 3rd day, something supernatural begins to flow through your spine. Downloads, dreams, direction, and it is not temporary. It is the beginning of a divine new era. This isn't just a 3-day act. It is a 3-day rebirth. What dies in this process will never return. What rises from it will never be stopped. This is a holy countdown, and the clock is already ticking for years. We were taught to escape the body, to get closer to God. But now, heaven is flipping the script. Come back into your body. I want to meet you there. Your hips, your spine, your root. They are not obstacles to God. They are the altar, and that sacred space you are about to activate is the most neglected worship zone of your life. This act of placing paper between your hips isn't about seduction. It is about surrender. It is about reclaiming the temple that you are, because how can God fully move through you if you are at war with the very vessel He created? This is deeper than prayer. It is reconciliation. You and your body, you and your source, you and your original design. When you honor your body as an altar, heaven responds differently. You will not just pray from your lips. You will vibrate prayers from your bones. Divine presence will not feel distant. It will feel internal. You will carry the glory in places you didn't even know were holy. Because the truth is, God's Spirit was never far. It was simply waiting to be welcomed into your hips. This is the altar God wants to use now. Not just the church building, not just the prayer closet, but you, your body, your spine, your hips. Welcome Him in with that paper and get ready to burn with holy fire from the inside out. You have been waiting for a visitation, but what God desires is a habitation. He is not just coming to brush against your life. He wants to dwell within you in the deepest part of your being, and the place He has chosen as His entry point, the very base, the very root, between your hips. Not your mind, not your hands, but your foundation. Because God never builds anything divine without starting at the root. When you place that paper at your base, you are preparing a throne for His presence. It is an invitation to become a holy host, not just a hopeful guest. This is not about a moment of inspiration. It is about long-term transformation. God is saying, I want to live in you in ways you have never imagined. Through your posture, your energy, your movement, your presence. And it begins where you have ignored the foundation of your spine. Once God begins to dwell in your hips, you will notice your instincts change. The things that used to tempt you will not even touch you. Your discernment sharpens. Your sense of timing becomes divine. Your posture shifts with purpose. Your walk changes because the Spirit is living inside your root, not just in your soul, but in your structure. This is what happens when obedience becomes alignment. God moves in, and when He does, He brings everything with Him: wisdom, wealth, healing, strategy, protection. You will not have to chase blessings anymore, because when God dwells in your foundation, blessings flow from within. Let's be honest, you have been blocked. Blocked in your money, blocked in your momentum, blocked in your relationships. And despite all your effort, the blockage hasn't broken. Why? Because the problem wasn't external. It was energetic and spiritual, rooted deep between your hips. That is the part most people never check. But that is the part God just gave you the code to unlock. This isn't random. It is divine diagnostics. The base of your spine is where spiritual energy flows upward. When it is blocked, everything above it suffers. Your creativity dries up. Your confidence shrinks. Your communication with God becomes static, and you begin to feel heavy without knowing why. That is not depression. It is divine congestion. And this placement act is how you flush it out. The paper is not just a symbol. It is a tool. Writing your truth and placing it at the root is like giving your body permission to release every spiritual clot. The act tells your body it is time to let go. Your hips begin to speak. Your nervous system begins to breathe. You may cry. You may shake. You may dream wild dreams. And then you will rise. You will stand. With your hips aligned, your spine open, your spirit ignited. You will step out into your calling. Heaven will begin to move through you, not around you. Fear will shrink, faith will rise, the promise will manifest. Remember this, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28 ESV. You are called according to His purpose, and that purpose is being fulfilled right now. So, chosen one, take the paper, write your heart. Mark it with 1111. Place it exactly where you were told. Sit with it, sleep with it, align with it. The gate is open, the portal is activated. The kingdom is advancing from the inside out. Your life is about to change in the most beautiful way. Rise, align, receive, and let the miracle begin.